important part of it.
Right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Where we at?
Consent agenda,
Yeah. How much we got left?
about $1 million, but we hadn't got our foundation funding in yet. So what's that, about 1.25, 1.5?
That's, I mean, and that doesn't
1.7?
include any outstanding bills.
Yeah.
So
Are we
we need
trending
to really
up,
watch what
down,
we're
where we
spending.
at? Because we already got our tax money, right?
We'll get a little more, well, in February or March, we should get a decent check.
I think it was last year at this time, we had, what was it, less than 9, or right at 9?
I don't know. I'd have
So
to
we're-
go and look.
We're probably doing just a little better than we were.
Well, I think Joy asked for like try to get a 3-year trend or something. With the years, that way you can see which way you're going and where you are. It fluctuates,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but we kind of
At
fluctuate
least
now.
it's fluctuating the right way.
It's in
We
those
just
last
really have
ranges.
to watch our
it's
spending
going
and our
dip and
staff
dot,
count.
but at least it's,
Well, you're gonna have some unexpected expenses that are gonna come along.
you at least got to have the minimal amount to meet the minimal obligations,
Oh, yeah.
salaries.
We've got that right now. That's not an issue, it's just as long as we don't have any major expenses.
When do we get our foundation money?
Every month near the end of the month. It's usually like the last day or two of the month.
Which we're still, what, it's about $200-something difference between what we get for foundation and what we actually pay out in salaries?
Yes,
A little less than that, but
pay almost 500,000 a month for salaries. It's 480 something for
okay.
salaries.
So we get 200 less than what the salaries are, or 200?
Well, they're supposed to be actually giving us more money to make up for those raises we had to give, but I don't know how they're actually giving
They
it out.
gave us the Learns Act funding
They
at the
mandated
beginning,
us to go up on
at the
pay,
beginning of the
so-
year, and it was like, I wanna say $244,000 for the year.
That don't cover the difference though.
No?
Well, that's what, do we have a balance sheet for tonight? I haven't looked at it.
We got something here.
I think you only go through the,
Showing bank balance 1.321.
Let me take this apart.
December 2025.
Just 124, I guess.
what I was talking about is like our assets and liabilities
Yeah.
Well,
for a balance sheet.
you don't really, I mean, your liabilities are changing every month, and, you know, they don't show up on our balance sheet until they're paid, basically. But if you look at the detailed statement of, changes in fund balances, that's gonna show you what, it's like right after the agenda. And this, the bank rec statement right here that Jim's looking at, is really kind of your best overview of what we have. Cause it breaks it down by funds right down here. And then, if you'll notice on this one, I forgot to post the payroll, that was just direct deposits. So it kinda, you know, at the end of December, we ended with 1.5, according to the bank rec statement. But the detailed statement of fund balance changes, fund balances, will give you what's at the end of December, the balance in those funds. And if you'll notice the negatives, we clear that out at the end of the year. So you have to make sure in the fund, the 1,000, so you have to make sure the fund total in the twos has enough money to cover that fund balance in one.
Can you print off a summary, say, of all the funds?
That's what this is right
I mean,
here.
and the liabilities, not showing 100 things to look at, but just the total balance, and then have the liabilities.
Not together. Our system is not set up that way.
Can we make an Excel to where we could do that?
I'd probably have to have help. But I don't really know what our liability, I don't know, understand what you're talking about, the liabilities
What we
part of
owe.
it.
Yeah, what we owe every month.
Well, I mean, it changes based on
Well,
your
as of that
expenses.
month.
Well, that's, I mean, you have also what Lisa has shown, or there's a,
I'd like to just get a summary showing, you know.
I don't know, there's so many different funds, I don't know that you can get just a summary, because, and there's so many things being paid out, like, if you look at her check register, I mean, you can see all the checks that are
Well, that's
being
what I'm
paid
wanting.
out of it. And it's kind of hard to summarize that down to one page, because there's so many checks that are going out and so many bills that are being paid.
Sure, you wanna come over here and work with me, show them what you want?
Yeah, I've got
You
it.
probably have to come over here
Yeah.
offline and kind of explain it to her.
Yeah.
I've got, I can get a couple of blank balance sheets from the bank I used to use. And, you know, it just shows current assets and current liabilities, and then long term, which would be your annual stuff that you got to pay, like for the building. I don't know, the buildings may be every month or something, but it would be a summary for each month. And then we could go back and look at the 2 years previous, and we can see what the trends are.
Well, all of your, usually your bigger expenses, your insurance, your building, all of that's paid at the beginning of the year. So that's already out. The only thing we do have coming up is legal liability, which is on the agenda. But other than that, it's basically utilities and then whatever the cleaning supplies and whatever the districts need at that time, and payroll.
Well, I can probably get a Excel.
And I can give you
Shoot for
a
it.
printout of the budget, and it basically shows what's been budgeted and what's still out there. And it's not always accurate, depends on the expenses. It's usually pretty close, because I looked back at last year's to see what we paid. But the budget spreadsheet will show you what's been budgeted and what's still left of that budget. And I don't know if I can break that down monthly or not.
You just wanna come over and meet with them? And
Yeah, if that's okay.
that's fine. Yeah.
I just can't promise I can be able to do it.
Well,
This system's just set up to run certain reports.
Just wanna make a motion to approve the consent agenda and the financials.
Make a motion.
By Scott Cheney, second.
Second.
Second by Trish Carlos, all in favor, say aye. Opposed, 7-0.
New business, we got the principal's report, Ms. Tammy.
Current enrollment at elementary is 346. Our January going-ons have been the 10th, report cards went home. The 16th, we had our kindergarten breakfast. The breakfast that you see on here, kindergarten, first and second grade, we replaced like muffins with mom and donuts for dad. You're probably familiar with that, with the breakfast, because we just don't have room in our cafeteria to do a whole school-wide thing. It's a lot smaller than what it was at the old school when we could use that and the gym together. So we just do one grade level at a time, and it was really well attended, and I think that makes it more personable for the parents to get and just have that one grade level time. But they had a good time with it. So we had that on the 16th for kindergarten. The 17th, we had our awards assembly. My mom was sick and I was not able to be there. It was my first one to miss in 13 years, so I felt really bad about it, but I included pictures and they said that it went really well. The 23rd, which was today, we had our first grade breakfast. On the 24th, tomorrow night, we have our 5th and 6th grade winter dance. The kids are really looking forward to that. The 28th through the 31st, our 5th grade are going to Starbase. And that's a math, science, like STEM workshop for kids, and it's all 4 days in Jacksonville. And so they're really excited about that. They learn a lot, and last year's group really came back. They only went 1 day last year, and they came back and the teacher said, we learned so much. This was so valuable for our kids. We really want to go the whole week next year. So we're making that happen for our kids, and they're ready for that. And then on the 30th, we have second grade breakfast. On the second page, We are down a maintenance person in our building, and I know that y'all are talking about money and budget and how to save money, but I wanted to include this on here for you. And not solicited, but my personal opinion, I really need that maintenance person. And here is why. We have approximately 415 people using our building daily. 32 classrooms. You can read the rest. I'll skip down to like 15 bathrooms with 37 toilets. It's a huge building, and it's a beautiful building, and I would like to keep it that way. With only 2 people, anytime one person is absent, you have only one person trying to serve a building for 415 people using those bathrooms, and things fall very quickly. So I put my email address, which you all should have, because they're all the same in our district, but I also put my work cell phone number on there. And I invite you guys anytime to come into our building. I can give you a tour, or you can walk around on your own if you want to. I'm always open for ideas and suggestions, but I want you to look at those nooks and the crannies and the bathrooms and the classrooms and the things that we have in our building, and hopefully you'll see that we definitely, that's something we don't need to be without, is that extra person. But you guys are invited to come anytime. You don't have to call ahead. I just put my number in case you ever have any questions for me. And that's all I have at the elementary.
Any questions on the elementary?
Do you have an extra paper? Do you have?
I have an extra one. Did I not put one on your spot? I'm so
No,
sorry,
I was
Miss
wondering, did
Patricia.
Linda have
I'm
it?
sorry.
Okay.
That's the high school also. Did I give you an extra?
Lynn's not it. Oh, let me get that.
Okay, Miss Brittany is not here, so Miss Tammy's gonna do the high school.
The total number of students for the high school are 269. Semester tests were given the week of December 18th through the 20th. Winter break was December 20th through the 7th. The Lions and Lady Lions basketball are all doing really great. January 10th, we were closed due to winter weather, and we already had the makeup days on our calendar, so our first makeup day will be Monday, February 3rd. And then, she has it on here our other day. I'll probably get to it in a minute. Monday, January 12th was our first teacher work day. Teachers worked in their classrooms throughout the day. We did the same at the elementary. Wednesday, January 15th, Miss Pamela Falconberry from the University of Arkansas held an ACT prep course for all the juniors. Friday, January 7th, they held their monthly fire drill. Saturday, January 18th, EHS basketball teams hosted the annual alumni basketball game. Attendance was great, and it was a great fundraising event for the basketball program. Tuesday, January 21st, the district was closed due to road conditions, and we'll make this day up on Monday, March 17th. And then they had 143 students meet their AR goal to be eligible to go to the AR field trip, which will be Friday, January the 24th. And they have will continue to have an increase in students making their reading goals. And then she listed just their upcoming events at the end.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Ms. Tammy. Before we start moving on, there's something that we need to add, if the board will approve it, to add to this agenda. We got this information maybe 15 minutes after these agendas were sent out. Ms. Judy Rue has got to replace a printer, a color printer, and we have a quote here. We would like to add this to the new business agenda.
So we'll make a motion to amend the,
So moved.
get a first, motion and second. Everybody's got to, on the first, say aye. Opposed?
Okay, we'll add that to the end. The next is the Commission School Security Officer Training Proposal, and if it's okay, I would like to table this until a time later, because I have a meeting tomorrow with Sheriff Staley about the possibility of getting an SRO here.
Are we still paying for SRO now?
No, we only paid up to October 18th,
All right, good.
so we've still
So
got.
they're not capable of providing SRO?
England Police Department is not. They have no candidates right now. So I spoke to Sheriff Staley. He's coming down tomorrow. We're gonna meet and we're gonna try to hammer out an MOU if it meets approval of the board, if it meets the same criteria as put forth in the MOU with England Police Department. And I would much rather have an SRO here.
Agree.
Yeah.
No matter city, county, state,
So they-
I think that ought to, and you're on top of it, but I think that ought to be top on the list of.
Absolutely. That is,
And possibly even do this other too.
we can look at that, but I want to get a uniformed officer here.
Sure.
That is my utmost priority, to keep these kids safe.
And he's talking pretty positive.
Yes, he is. He said he actually had one that he sent to Carlisle for a week when their SRO was out as a replacement. Worked out great. So we'll just see. We'll see what he's got. So, okay. The next item is board training hours. Let's see. This simple little, y'all have one of these? Okay. I'll try to read these and let you know exactly how many hours you need. Let's see. I think everybody's good except Ms. Tricia, you have the
Here's a copy
documentation.
of mine.
One. Let's see, everybody else I think is right.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're good there. Yes, we're more than good.
Well, Jim in Little Rock said they sent an email over to the England School District. When I completed, he said they send you an email. Do y'all not ever get it?
Who's that with?
Hmm?
Jim, what?
Was it Jim Ross?
Oh, that's an
ROBD?
APSRC. I've not received an email. I wonder if he's sending them to the former superintendent. So they're probably.
That's been an issue they've sent to the former superintendent, said
Really?
to my address, yes. So I'll check.
He did tell me that too, that they would send it to the superintendent.
I'll check
Okay.
and make sure.
we're good on that?
I think we're good on that. Okay. The next is legal liability insurance, and normally this is the month we have to have it, but the company that they were using was Richmond National Insurance Company, and they wanted $115,000 increase in premiums, which would average an increase of $550 per school. This company thinks they could get a better premium, and they're soliciting bids. They've got one quote, they're expecting 2 more. They said that when they get those quotes, they will forward them on to us, and we could go from there. But they said we will have no lapse in coverage with what we've got now, so that's not going to be a problem. So hopefully this next month we'll go back and pick it up and take, get this legal liability insurance.
So we're not voting on anything?
There's nothing to vote on, they didn't have it to us in time.
All right.
Is the board insured?
It's, yeah, it's legal liability.
Represent board or?
I think,
I think so.
yes.
Yes.
The next is Middleton Heat and Air quote. Right now, we have no heat at all in school maintenance and transportation building. And when it was 20-something degrees, it got cold out there. So what they're gonna have to do is, this quote is demo, remove, and properly dispose of the non-working furnace, install a new furnace in place of the unit, and all the bells and whistles, comes with a year's labor warranty, year parts warranty, 10-year heat exchanger warranty. The quote that they gave us is $4,949.63 plus tax.
That's tax included?
No, it is plus tax.
Okay. Tell me this though, I thought when we replaced all these units on this school, we replaced, all of them were replaced, right? I know they were all on the high schools, all brand new, all the ones on the elementary school were brand new. We did a deal, so how old is that unit?
I don't know how long that unit is.
And all we're doing is heating Brian's office, right?
Well, we're heating that office, we're heating Mr. Wood's office, and where we keep all the stuff, so there'll be heat out there, yeah.
So like the classroom,
Everything out there should be heated by that furnace.
not the,
No, we're not gonna
Shop.
heat, we're not gonna heat the shop,
Offices.
just the offices.
it ain't nothing but one classroom and an office I know of, right? Well, who's using a big classroom?
They're using it for storage for
Yeah,
the
it's storing all
maintenance supplies.
the maintenance supplies, things like that, in Mr. Wood's office.
Buy thermos,
Bob what?
some thermos.
$84,000, everybody.
Do we have a contract with Middleton, is that, or we just use them for the high school and we've just been reusing them since?
We use them as needed, on an as needed basis.
Brian got some.
So it's just the furnace?
Yes, it's the furnace. They're gonna replace 95% of the furnace. I don't know what 5% they're gonna leave,
You recommend that?
What
but
is,
I do because,
Can we get another bid?
yeah.
I was
Look
gonna
around.
ask
Yeah,
that.
get another bid.
Is there another company outside of
We at least need 3
Middleton?
bids on this stuff like this. They're not under contract with us.
It'd be, called, what was
It's gonna be
Air.
cool, warmer here just before long, so.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Next week.
Tomorrow.
exactly. Okay, we'll get another bid.
Yeah, we need at least 3 bids.
Yeah, I'd say 3.
And if there's any company that wanna come out and bid it, that's a lot for just a furnace. I mean, you ain't talking about, what, maybe, I bet it ain't 1,500 square feet out there.
We just did a package deal at the church for the office, the preacher's office and the youth director's office. Was it $89,000 or something like that?
It was ridiculous.
Oh, well, what company y'all use?
I don't remember
Uh,
who we used. It wasn't Christian.
What is it, there's a,
Whew.
what is it, Lone Oak,
No, this was,
Let's get another bid on that. I mean, it's crazy just take one bid anyway.
okay.
Usually you try to get at least 3. You try to.
Who else around here does it?
And the last thing,
Chrysler does around here, Boa.
You can't get Chrysler to return the phone call.
all right,
At least try some locals too, you know, we got local people.
so we table this until we come up with
Yeah.
a couple more bids.
Give them a space here.
Natural State Mechanicals, they did, does the church's stuff.
Well, that's all, we won't use them either. Pretty high too.
Is it good, ain't it?
And this, the last one that we added is from Capital Technology Group. It is to replace a 40 CPM printer with built-in print and scan functions. Price includes delivery, setup, and removing the old one. The unit is in stock. It's $4,495. This should come out of special ed money, so it's reimbursed.
All right.
Is there a way, when you guys do this, is there a way, let's talk about this 3-quote deal, is there a way that you can bring us 3 quotes every time to show that, you know, like, so that we're doing our due diligence of looking around? Because these are pretty high dollar items, you know.
Yeah. This is she just brought me this one. This was right before this thing went out, and we haven't really been back in time to look around anymore, but we can get more if you would like. As I say,
think
this
that's a
is,
good business policy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the military, that's how we do it. You have to have 3 quotes every time, and your approving official, which is essentially us, they say, yep, you can go with that one, you know? But I think that's just good policy to have three quotes on everything all the time,
okay.
so.
And definitely try to, if there's a local business, try to
How many printers do we have in the school?
get them to bid on that.
I don't know offhand. See, let me count.
We have 5 Canons, and then we have a couple of those older Kyoceras that are still working on their last leg. And then Miss Judy has her own because of all the sensitive information with special
Yeah, she just
education.
has a color printer. Okay, so.
Are all of them,
And I will
how many of
tell
them's
you,
color?
from experience, Capital has better customer service than the, is it Canon?
Canon,
Than
mhm.
Canon. Capital has much better customer service and the products are better.
Well, it would give us an idea, and if Capital's very much higher, we might be able to do some negotiating with them. But if this is a necessity, what do y'all think about approving upon getting up bids and, I mean, just keep
Depends on,
having to wait a
depends on if he
month?
can wait or not. Does she need it now? Is this a critical item?
She really needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, her.
Some stuff he can't wait on.
She,
it.
I mean,
Well, that's
she,
what I
Wait on the
mean.
policy for next time, get through the 3 bids and go ahead and this time do it.
It's
It's a
coming out
choice.
special,
Right
it's
now,
not coming out of
this-
general
this
field.
time-
It's not
Specialized
yeah, no,
funding,
it's-
yeah.
It's reimbursable money.
That's what I
And
was
even-
getting at. We can prove it.
Then next time, tell them try to get more bids.
Yeah.
the state law bid limits up higher
If we
than what
wait,
y'all are
then
wanting.
they,
I
if they
mean,
need,
I
if some of these
understand want
items,
more
they need
quotes,
them
but
now to
when it's under a
operate.
certain amount by state law,
Or
we
hurt
don't
their
have to.
operations.
That's why we haven't been doing more than one.
Well, we should, just because, I mean,
Well,
our
I
job is to be
understand that,
stewards
but-
of this money.
I understand that, but I'm
So-
just saying because of state law, and none of the boards ever wanted or required us to have more than 3. That's why there's not more than one quote.
Yeah, I'll get 3 quotes.
We're gonna have
It's
to-
not required, it's
Before we had
just-
lots of
it
money,
just-
now we don't.
It's not required, it's just, it looks,
Good business.
it's good business. It looks like we're doing our due
And
diligence.
actually, on a lot of these stuff, as far as the confidential stuff, most copiers now have private print, so you can just go enter your code, so you don't have to worry about somebody seeing your stuff anyway. You go over and put your code in the computer and it prints everything that you printed. So having your own printer is kind of expensive, but anyway. I understand she is special ed part of it, but. Someone make some motion to approve the $44.95 for the printer? Does that include tax too?
It does not say, it just says purchase price.
You didn't just have to make a motion to approve the purchase of $44.95 with taxes if needed.
Someone make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Scott, you need a second? Second. Second by Joey Adams, all in favor say aye. Opposed, 7-0.
I got mine, I got this one right.
We're still on.
Why would I have one over here?
First.
I was looking.
All right, I'm seeking the motion to accept the resignation of Ms. Emma Lewis as cafeteria worker
Doing both together.
and Ms. Sandy Dunn as elementary custodian.
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Ty, need a second? Second by Mr. Adams, all in favor say aye. Opposed, 7-0.
I'm looking for a motion to accept the resignation of Ms. Fallon Klingman as virtual Arkansas facilitator.
I'll make a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Patricia Carter Lewis, need a second? Second by Mr. Ty, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, 7-0.
I'm looking for a motion to hire Ms. Fallon Klingman as a long-term sub for special ed. high school.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Patricia Carter Lewis, need a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I'm seeking a motion to hire Brittany Hicks as virtual Arkansas facilitator.
I'll make a motion. Mr. Patricia Carter Lewis, second.
Second.
Second by Scott, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0. I'm good on that.
That's all
Okay, someone make a motion, Tanya?
I will make a motion to, am I extending it?
Yeah.
Extending the contract for 1 year for our superintendent, Mr. Price, for the year
2025,
2025,
2025, 2026.
2026.
Goes
Okay.
into
That's
2026.
when it ends?
July 31st?
Yeah.
Or August?
Come on, Tricia.
July 1st.
July
July
1st.
School year. It'll be for the next school year too.
What month is it then?
July,
July?
July 1 to June 30th is our
June
fiscal.
July 1
30th.
through June 30th.
For July 1 through
June 30th?
June 30th of 2026.
I'd second that motion.
All right, motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mr. Tyler, in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, 7-0. Anyone make a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Carl Lewis, a second.
Pay attention.
Second by Mr. Tyler, in favor say aye.
Aye.
Really, you know,